Hello and welcome to this new video in the SQL section. In this video, we will learn about how to update the records in a table. Let's get started. I already have a new query window opened up. And for example, we can choose any table. Let's call this as dim product. Let's say I want to update some values over here. Now this update procedure is direct modification on your table. So you have to be very careful when you want to do this. Now, when you're in learning, that's fine, even if you by mistake, update it because it doesn't matter. But when you are actually working on a project where you have live data, even if you're in a development environment, my suggestion to you is if you're not pretty sure what the impact could be, or at times, no matter how skilled you are, you end up committing mistakes. Okay. So the best thing is not to do updates directly on your table, but create a backup of your table. And that's the only one of the reasons why we learned the select into statement, which will come handy now. So what I'll do is I'll say select into dim product underscore bk2. I might have already one. Seems that there is already one. So let's say okay, this is fine. So I select this, I create this, and now we are good to go. I can write select star from table name. So this is my table. Let us bring the cursor on the right hand side and analyze something. For example, wherever you see this NA color, right? Let us say I want to hit an update on this table wherever there is NA, I want to replace or update it with no color, for example. So for the first time, we will see the update statement. Whenever you want to modify the values, that's where you will remember that you have to use the update statement. So you'll say update table name. This is the syntax. Then you have to say set column name and equal to whatever you want to write. If it's a text, single quotes. Now be very careful. This table has 606 rows. Alright. If you hit this statement, if you execute this statement, what is going to happen? It is going to end up modifying all the rows because we have not specified any condition over here which rows I want to update. And to specify the condition, you will need nothing but the where clause, what we have learned. So let me show you. If I run this, look at this, 606 rows affected. Now check your data. Look at that. The entire table for the color column has been updated with no color. And this is what the problem could occur. At times we are too, so fast that we don't, realize what could happen. And we end up missing by writing the where clause. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll drop this table again and run this. So now what I'll do is I'll say where color equals NA. Now the possibilities are endless in where. Now we are not going to see all of them, but I'll show you some basic things to get started with an update. So you see now only 254 rows are updated. If you run this query, look at that. So wherever there was NA, it updated in that way. So this particular video is talking about more about the introduction to update, few basic scenarios and things that you need to keep in mind. As we go further, we'll see more. So this is the first condition. Now, if you want to add more than one condition, obviously you can just say, and for example, wherever there is color red, let's say, I want to set the color as red, but I am also adding a condition. Let's say list price is greater than, let's say, 3000. So all these such products I want to mention as this way, red high. So the condition is that only for red products, but that too within red products the list price should be greater than 3000. Just a condition to show you. So 5 rows are affected, and if we check, now we'll have to find them out. Look at these, red, high. So with where the possibilities, whatever we have learned, they apply. So no issues with that. Now, the next thing I have to show you one more is, irrespective of how many conditions you have or not, or no conditions at all, that doesn't matter. You can also update. You can also update other columns in the meanwhile. I mean, this was like adding more than one condition in their class. Now, the perspective that we are looking at is, how can I update more than one column at a time? So let's say you want to set the color, for example, as red low, for example, and you want to set it for whatever condition, and list price is less than, let's say, 1500. Okay, but at the same time you wanted to also update some more column. All right, so let us identify any other column that I want to update. Let's see, what do we have? For example, we can take, let's say, standard cost, for example. Okay, just an example. So now when you want to update more than one column, you will not use and is logical, this is only for condition. But to update multiple columns, all you got to do is write, say, a comma and say standard cost is equal to whatever. Okay, I'm just trying to explain you how can you update more than one column. Now you can write any conditions that you want, that doesn't matter. Okay, maybe there we didn't had any. So 52 rows affected. And now if you search, let's scroll down, look at that. So these are red low, and if I look at standard cost column now, let us look at this. Standard cost is all about 1000. So there are two things and both are different. One is to give multiple conditions in your where clause, that the logic remains the same, it's a logical condition. But when you want to update more than one column, it's not a logical condition, you just have to separate comma, take the column name and assign the value. You will write the set keyword only once. So the generic syntax will be like, update table name, set column name is equal to value, comma, if there are any other columns, column 2 is equal to value, comma, column 3 is equal to value, and so onwards. And you have to do that way. That is how the syntax is. So hope you understand this. Now, few more interesting examples could be, for example, let's say we have this list price column. All right, and you wanted to, let's say, give a discount on your existing prices or increment the prices. How would you do those simple things? Good to know things. So for example, I say I want to increase the price across the products by 10%. So all you will say is set list price equals list price into 1.1. So understand a simple thing. When you multiply anything by 1, it is 100%. If you want half, you will say 0.5. If you want a quarter, you will say 0.25. If you want 1/10, you will say 0.1. So 1/10 is nothing but the 10%. And if you want to increase by 10%, which means it becomes 110%. For example, if the price of a product is 100 and you want to increase by 10%, you want it to become 110. So you simply multiply by 1.1. So now once you do this, let us come down and keep in mind the first most product that we have in this 212 line number is 33.644. If you run this, what will happen? It will update all the rows. So that's where, again, if you wanted to update for specific products like color or anything, that's your choice. You can put a where condition. Now let us see. So there you go. 33.644 something became 37. And if you wanted specific, then you can just put where condition. If you want to give a discount on your products, let's say 10% discount, you'll just say 0.9. This is how you will do. Let us quickly verify it. There you go. So 37 drops down to 33.3. These are some basic scenarios and update on single tables. Once we see the join statement, we'll also see how to do updates on basis of multiple tables. So that's it in this video. See you in the next one.